Owning a personal training business means that you're in the business of transforming lives, helping people achieve their fitness goals, and building confidence. But if potential clients can't find you online, they're signing up with other trainers instead. Now, a well-designed website is the key to growing your business, showcasing your expertise, and turning visitors into loyal clients. Without one, you're really missing out on valuable leads and brand awareness. So today, I'll walk you through how to create a personal training website that positions you as the go-to fitness expert, attracts new clients, and keeps your schedule full. Plus, I'll reveal the number one mistake that most trainers make and how to fix it in just a few minutes. The first step is picking the right platform, and there are plenty of options out there. But for personal trainers, my top recommendation is Wix. Now, with over a decade of experience building websites myself, I can confidently say that Wix is one of the most user-friendly and visually appealing website builders available. It's mobile optimized, packed with features like online booking, service pages, and client testimonials. And best of all, it's absolutely free to try. Wix makes it really easy to create a professional website without hiring a web developer and all the costs that come along with that. So to begin, go ahead and click on the link right up here, or check out the link in the description. By using that link, you're not just starting your website, you're also supporting me and this channel, and I truly, truly appreciate that. So go ahead and click on that now, and I'll walk you through this whole process. Okay, so now that you click that link, you will see this screen on your desktop there, or your laptop, whatever. And you can just put your email address in and click on Start Now. And it's gonna have you enter this screen, email, confirmation email, obviously put your password in and go ahead and click sign up. You can also sign up with Google and Facebook if you want. I prefer to do it with an email just because it's nice to keep it separate. And then when you're ready, just go ahead and click on sign up. Okay, so now you're gonna be met with this screen. So who are you creating your website for? It makes sense, probably just choose yourself, your business, or a friend. And then here, what's the best way for you to get started? So I would say probably follow a step-by-step guide would be the best way. I don't think the personalized AI generated sites, I haven't had great experiences. So let's just go with a step-by-step guide. Okay, so you might get a little confused because it says, hey, do you want to do an AI thing? And then this brings you into an AI screen, right? So this is actually correct. I don't recommend that you skip this chat. Okay, you want to have this chat with AI. The reason why you want to have this chat with AI is because for a fitness website, there's a lot of different things that you may want specifically on the site. And when you tell AI, hey, I want a booking calendar, I want these different things on here, it will actually kind of do the heavy lifting for your site so that right when you get into it, all those pages are already built. It just makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to show you that right now here. So we'll go ahead and click on Start Chat. First, tell me what your site is about. I am a personal trainer and want a website where people can contact me. And we'll just put that. Okay, so what's the name of your personal training business or your project? So I'm just gonna say Ron's, my name is Ron, by the way, personal training dojo. I don't know. Next, it asks what types of services do you offer on your website? So I'm going to say nutrition, and we're going to say workout plans, as well as one-on-one coaching. Okay, adjust it to whatever is relevant to you. Do you have any additional goals for your website, such as selling merchandise or posting informational blog posts? For the most part, you might want to offer online workout classes or a member-only section for premium content. You can always add stuff to this, but I'm just going to assume that, you're a personal trainer and you're basically looking just for kind of like almost an online business card where people can book and do consulting or can do these consults with you. So for that, we're going to say, not selling merchandise, no merchandise, but I do want to have a blog on this site as well as a way for people to set up appointments with me directly. I think that's key, right? Because it'll just limit the amount of back and forth you got to have with your clients. So set up appointments with me directly, and it'll obviously be, there'll be more information to it, but we'll go ahead and put that in. Okay, and here it asks for what your history of your personal training business is and how'd you start. So for this, I just put, I personally lost 200 pounds, was very overweight. Not true, by the way, but obviously for the tutorial here. It motivated me to help others in a similar position. I've been a personal trainer for 10 years. So we'll go ahead and click on that. Okay, so after that, you can see that we are all set. We can click on the dashboard. You can also look over here. So this is kind of what it's understood about what you've typed in, right? The AI. So here it says there's a fitness blog. It has a blog on it, which is good. I want that. Instagram bookings and forms, which is good. The goal, connect with clients, collect leads, promote my business, definitely true. And the target audience is all correct. So this is all good because this is actually going to customize your messaging to really focus on those people. And yes, Wix, when it's setting up your site, will actually customize the messaging for everything that you type in here. So just make sure you spend some time and really give it detail as much as you can. But we'll click on Go to Dashboard. And here it's just going to take a minute to actually build everything out. Okay, so when it gets done, it's going to bring you into a page like this, right? So what this is this the content management system. This is basically the back end of your site, right? So when you're designing a site, you have the back end, which is all the information that as an administrator you need to see. And then you have the front end, which is what all the visitors need to see, right? This is the back end. Now, I'm going to go over the initial setup in a minute and talk about this, but I don't want to do that yet. I brought you here to create a website. So let's go ahead and get that created. So on the bottom left here, you can see design site, or the top right. Click on either one of those. Doesn't really matter which one. They both lead to the same place. And then you go to here. So how would you like to design your website? Now you can choose two different ways. You can customize a template or you can generate a design with AI. You can try either of these, but from everything that I've experienced and my own personal preference, I like to customize a template. The reason for that is that when you customize a template, you basically have a skeleton of everything that you need. And all you need to do is adjust images, adjust some text, and it's really your own website. You can pretty much make it your own, right? So that's how most websites, if you don't realize it, most websites are built that way. They're built with themes and then just customized. That's how people can usually spin up a website pretty quick if you ever tried to hire it out. So we'll go ahead and click on pick a template here. It says pick the website template that you love. We actually in here, I recommend that you put fitness trainer. I know personal trainer is a little bit different, but that's really what you're actually looking for here. So now you can see all the specific templates that you may or may not like. It basically depends. So essentially you have 5 different options here, and there's more below. Again, this is all just the skeleton of the site. So technically you could use any theme you want at all, but it's usually easier to just go with one of these, right? So what we do, we're going to go in here, we're going to click on view. We're just going to choose the top 3. Okay. We do the top 3, and we can actually look at these live so that you can see what your site would look like if you decided to go with any of these. Okay. So we'll go to each of these. You don't want to edit the site yet. You don't want to do this. Just close them all out. Okay. Just close them out on the top right there. Close it out. So this is basically the first version, personal fitness trainer. Okay. Personal training, group training, services. This definitely has more of a feminine look to it. And this also, I think, is kind of focused. Well, no, I was going to say this looks like it's really focused on like an app, but not necessarily. It could definitely be an actual personal trainer too. Because again, we could just replace this entire part up here with a picture of your face as a personal trainer and boom, you'd have a personal training website, right? So yeah, I'm not in love with this one. It's more feminine. Just as a male, I'm going to go for something else. But it's more feminine. Okay, so this, an online fitness coach, which is kind of cool. I think a lot of fitness coaches are kind of going that way now. Okay. About me. I like that. Next, they have choose your online workout. This is pretty cool. So you can actually book different workouts and do it online. Success stories. Okay. So I kind of like this one. I like what it is. You can go ahead and click around all these. I'll click on program list or program list. I don't want to do too much. Yeah, so it's cool. So it kind of has an idea here. Okay, so this isn't bad. This is more or less for an online trainer, but an online fitness coach if that's you, or if you offer hybrid, right? You do some in person, some online. Not a bad way to do it either. And let's go to this last one here. Okay, so this it looks like it's going to be like the traditional online trainer that I'm used to, right? So beginners, professionals, meet the coach. A lot of images of the individual who would be the personal training coach. Specifically what they've done, start training today, book a session, more personal. Okay, so this is cool. So you can actually keep all this information. They kind of give you like an app to help manage it too. Wix allows that too, which is pretty cool. Okay, now I already said the first one was out, so I close that out. So go from there. And now we've got to choose between these two here. So we've got this Michael Ryan one, an online fitness coach, and this one, Joey Dixon. I've noticed that this one is, Joey Dixon is more for classes, like total classes, right? You see here, it has 10 spots left, right? I don't necessarily love that. I mean, you could adjust it to just one-on-one consulting too. Let's go with this one, just because I feel like it's probably going to be the closest to what I'm trying to achieve. So let's close out the other one. We don't need it. And we will just go to this one and we will click edit this site. Okay. So now what's going to happen is Wix is actually going to, in the back end, kind of build your site. All right. It's going to build it all up, get it all set up for you. You don't really have to do anything at this point. It's going to do a lot of the heavy lifting, which is a nice part of Wix. So let's let it do it. Okay, so technically right now you can see I actually have a website, right? I could click on publish right now, and I will because it doesn't matter. No one's going to be able to find the site at the moment anyway. So we click on publish, and technically, yes, there is a website. If you were to give this URL right up top here to anybody, at that point in time, they'll be able to visit your website. Now, you're probably looking at this, you're like, Ron, this website is all messed up. That's not you. You know, this text is all messed up. I know, we're going to edit it, but I just wanted to show you, technically, at this point, your site is live. So you did it. You already made a site. We need to adjust it, but you did technically create a site. So let's go ahead and close this out, right? So we're gonna go back to here, which is where we actually edit everything. And just, okay, so the initial setup, the website is set up. Now I'm gonna go back into the CMS to explain how the CMS works. This will stay here, right? We don't need to worry about it right now. And then we'll get into editing each page of the site, right? So let's go back into here where Wix is. So this is, again, the administrator portal to your website. And it's just important to understand how this works, right? So this is the backend that only you can see, not visitors to the site. You can see getting paid. So if you accept payments online directly on your website, you can do that. You can show all that payment data there. Booking calendar. So if you actually want people to be able to book personal training sessions with you or join classes, things like that, they can do it all online. Super awesome, right? It really makes it a lot easier. You could do this with other website stuff, but it just takes a lot of work. It's nice. Wix has it all built in. Also sales. So if you're doing any like subscriptions or orders, gift cards, things like that, you can obviously handle that there. Catalog. So this is where you actually manage what people can see, what services you offer. Online programs. So if you decide that you want to offer online courses, things like that, you can, it'll allow you to do that here. Blog. This is important. I think with personal trainers, I think it's important to showcase your expertise, right? And you may just use like Instagram or something like that, which definitely isn't a bad thing. But if you want to write as well and have your thoughts out on a blog, you can do that too. It helps your website kind of grow bigger and bigger over time. And then we have apps here, which if you ever have functionality like live chat or something that you want that isn't on your site, you can always add it in. And then we go to here, site and mobile app. You don't really have to worry too much about this. Logo and branding is nice if you need a logo. Inbox, if anyone ever sends you a form lead inside of Wix, it'll automatically go here. Customers and leads, where you can actually keep track of who's contacted you, who's filling out forms, all that. You can see it all in one dashboard, which is nice too. Marketing, this gets into all marketing stuff. We won't cover that much here. Analytics, so you can actually see where people are coming in on your website. So you can actually see what pages they're hitting, everything like that, which is pretty neat. And then automations, which again, this gets into advanced stuff. We're not going to worry about it too much here. But at this point, this is basically your initial setup of the site, right? Your site is technically live, and we can use the CMS to do what we have to do, okay? Your homepage is the first impression that your personal training business makes online. So keep it clean, engaging, and visually appealing. Feature high quality images of you in action, whether that's, coaching clients, demonstrating exercises, or showcasing results. Make it clear what services you offer and how clients can book a session. Also include a strong call to action that directs visitors to your booking page immediately. Okay, so now that we looked at the CMS and everything, let's actually dive right into designing we're going to start on the home page. But before you start on any specific pages with any site, the number one thing that you want to do is look at your navigation, right? So just so that you understand, there's a header with a navigation, a footer, and then all the content in between. So when you create a website, you have the header up here, and that's usually where the navigation is. You have the footer down here, and then you have all the stuff in between. The header and the footer typically stay the same, okay, throughout the entire site. Usually they stay the same. So we want to first look at the navigation of the site to make sure that it's actually, what we're looking to have on it, right? Okay, so getting to the navigation first here, we see it's right here. We got the search bar right here, and this is actually a login so that people can log in and purchase things online if you want to do that. If you offer anything online as a personal trainer type deal. So what we're going to do first, we're going to go up here and we're going to say, okay, all these. So let's manage the menu, right? So we've got home, we've got about, we've got services, we've got program list. Services and program lists are kind of similar in my eyes. It's kind of like pretty much the same thing, right? Unless you have, actual online programs that you're offering and you want it so that they can, log in and purchase those. So I guess I could see that. And then we've got Book Now, we've got Contact, and we've got Blog. Okay. Now, Book Now and Contact seem pretty similar to me, but we're going to see how these actually work out. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and preview the site, right? And we're going to look to actually see what is Book Now, what is Contact. So we'll click on Book Now first. Okay, so this is actually where you would add booking information and put that. That's fine. And then Contact. What I'm getting at is I assume that you could probably have both of these on the same page. Okay, so I guess I kind of see what's happening here. So the way that this is set up right now is we've got the Book Now where you would essentially put a calendar into there, which you can do. It would require an upgrade to, I don't know what tier of the Wix plans, but they're very affordable. It would require an upgrade. This is kind of nice if you just want people to be able to book directly on the site. In fact, I do recommend it because it can take away a lot of the back and forth that you'll have with people. So that, and then we've got this program list and also services. Let's just click. We want to make sure that we're familiar with everything it offers. Okay, yeah, so the program list is if you're trying to sell specific products, you can see them here. And then services is if you have specific services. So usually I would think, okay, let's either do services or program list. But if you're in a situation to where you're offering both these, I'm just going to leave these both on here so that you can actually see them as we go through it. So overall, I mean, just looking through, you basically, when you get the site, you want to click through the navigation to fully understand kind of what the design is trying to get you to do, what you're trying to do, right? So it's actually totally fine what we have so far. Okay, so looking at it, really the navigation is actually pretty solid. Aside from the program list services, I'd probably choose one or the other. Or maybe combine them. But for the sake of this tutorial, we'll kind of leave it. So the first thing we want to do is cover the homepage, right? We want to look at the homepage. First things first. So this text is obviously way too big because it's really truncating it and everything like that. So what we're going to do first off, because I think I called it Ron's Personal Training Dojo. There we go. So we'll do that. Okay, Ron's Personal Training Dojo. Obviously, your name might be different. That's fine. But we can go into here. You can see this basically will allow you to adjust things as needed with that. And also, you sometimes you just want to preview because I see some things kind of running off the page here. You always want to preview directly to see, right? So this actually says get started on your journey, book your session now. So that was kind of cool. It's like an animation that comes up with it, right? So when we're actually looking at this, we got to keep that stuff in mind. This actually turned out to be pretty good because it says, get started on your journey. And then next it says book your session now. So achieve your fitness goals with Ron. If you wanted to change this and you just said, yeah, you know what, this isn't really what I want, we could just click in, adjust that as needed. You can always just click, if you say, hey, I don't really like this text, right? We'll just adjust it down. We'll say, yeah, you know what, this text doesn't do it for me. We'll change it to this one. And you can adjust text. This is just how easy it is. Also with Wix, a nice thing, this is why I say you don't need a developer. If you say, you know what, I don't really like where that is located, let's just go ahead and move it to the center here. Let's just go ahead and move it to the center. We'll double click on it and we will actually center align this. Okay, there we go. So now we've got this, you could say, oh yeah, you know what, let's also pull this over and let's pull all this stuff over too, right? If you want to do it. I'm not going to spend our time doing all that, but you get the point. Wix is just really easy to actually click and drag. Now, another thing, so you may say, well, this image back here, I can't really tell. You get someone like jumping rope or something. I can't really tell exactly what it is. We just click on change background. You can change the image of whatever it is. I'll show you that here in a second. So let's say that you're okay with that background, right? But you want to change, this color. Okay, well, no big deal. You just click right here. You can change the color of it. And we'll go with a light blue instead of the dark red, right? There you go. You're all set there, right? Here, let's say that you're like, okay, well, first off, I would say if you have your own images, obviously you want to use those, right? But just kind of showing you some of the functionality, here's something that's interesting. So you probably wouldn't want to do it here, but I'm going to click on change image. And this is pretty cool right here. So what it is, you can actually use images that you upload directly, right? You just click on upload media and upload them from your computer. But there's also this media for Wix thing, this Shutterstock right here and Unsplash. You can use any of the images here as well, which is nice because they give you a lot of images to work with. But even cooler than that is if you're looking for an image and you can't find it, right? What you could do is click on this AI image creator, which I actually love that they have this built in. I think it's really neat. So we're gonna do a photo, man smiling at camera, curling 20 pounds. Oops, well, my spelling or my caps lock was on, but you get the point. So we'll click on create image. Okay, so we got this here. He's definitely not curling 20 pounds. I'm gonna say create image again. Sometimes it takes a minute. Okay, that's kind of weird. He kind of has some mangled fingers, but let's not spend all of our time going through all these. You might want to adjust the prompt, but the point is, if you get to an image that you think is good, right, we could say, okay, let's use that image. Again, this one is a little dicey. I'll be the first to admit it, but I don't want to spend our time going through this. We'll go ahead and click on use image, save. And then what we can do is we can actually use that image on the screen, which is nice because, there we go. It's nice because the reason why this is a big deal is that it can actually make it so you don't spend a lot of money on like those graph or those image websites that are out there, right? There's a lot of them out there. This will make it so you don't spend a ton of money on those. Granted, you can use a lot of the free pictures too, but this will give you unique pictures. This isn't the great example of what can be done, right? This guy's got a lot of issues going on with his hands especially. But the point is, you can see, the functionality, which is really what I want you to do is to understand. So we do that. Find your workout plan. If you have workout plans, you can see all these. You can adjust, like I said, Wix is really easy because it's just click and drag. I would say overall, this is really nice because if you're doing online sessions, things like that, this actually makes a lot of sense. So I'm not going to adjust any of this. Client success stories right here. This is a good image, but if we want to change it, we could. Also, this color, we probably want to change to the other color that we used before, right? Because it's kind of weird if we use that red up there and blue down here, or blue up there, red down here. So we're going to adjust that. So we're going to make that blue. And obviously just go ahead, click in, change the text, etc. But overall, I think that this is a pretty good, like homepage overall. We get into the footer here. So it says connect with Ron, your fitness partner. Obviously, this connects to all your different social media. You just click into it, set your social links, and just link it to your social media. Very easy to do. Right here is one thing that you should see. Edit the form. So we're going to click here. So this is if you have, or if you want to have a contact form in your footer, which you definitely should, by the way. We're going to go ahead and click on edit form. And this is a little bit unique. So with this, what we want to do, instead of just having a form, right, we're going to right now it's basically a blank form. So what we want to do is we want to add the fields that we need. So I'm going to put first name, last name, email, and long answer. That's it. Okay. And then I'd change this answer instead of just saying long answer here. How can I help you? That's probably a better approach, right? So first name, last name, email, how can I help you? And then they can submit that. I'm going to use this particular form. The thing to understand about forms, what you need to realize is you don't want to ask for too much information, because if you have like 7 or 8 different fields there, people will just click off or they'll never fill it out because they're like, I'm not going to spend 10 minutes doing this, right? Just think of yourself. If you saw a really long form, you wouldn't want to do that. So in this case, we can go ahead and save it, right? We'll close it here. And then we'll click it again. We'll go to settings, and then we will go here, my form, and it is all set. Okay, so we're all good there. And then also join us on mobile, which I think is pretty cool because they have kind of mobile built in, which is not easy to get, by the way, with many website builders or just in general. It's not easy to get set up on mobile. But overall, I think that, this is a pretty good homepage. I'm pretty happy with everything that I'm seeing here. I think that it's really good. Again, we can click on preview if we just want to kind of see it live. But I'm just going to go ahead and click on publish. But yeah, the homepage itself is a nice homepage. The one thing I will say too, if we wanted to, like, let's say that you don't have the online stuff. So we've got this right here and you're saying, well, I don't really do the workout plans. I just don't have them. Well, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to delete this. So we can click into here, right? And I'm just going to right click and I'm going to click on delete. And there you go. It's all gone, right? So now we've got this. Get some text, meet Ron. Hopefully this, my hands are good. So this isn't me, but yeah, that would be that. And then client success stories, and then the footer, and then join us on mobile. And you can always, if you want to delete certain sections or whatever, you can do that too. But yeah, I think it's a pretty solid homepage with this theme overall. I do definitely like it. Your services page should clearly list your training programs. So whether it's, one-on-one coaching, group fitness sessions, online training, or nutrition coaching, break them down into categories, include brief descriptions, and showcase pricing if possible. Adding high-quality images and a call to action to encourage clients to book a consultation will also help increase your conversions. Next, we want to go into the services page. So we're going to go and click right up here. and we will click on services. Okay, so this is your services page, and you basically have everything listed out. You've got personal training right here where they can book directly, nutrition coaching where they can book directly, and then also a weight loss program that's $150 and they can get anytime if they want. This is where it gets kind of cool. So you can see here it says book online. So when we click on manage services, this actually will bring us back into the CMS. So remember about how I talked about that earlier, the content management system, the administrative part. If you have other things that you want to offer, right? So let's say that you have another course or something like that. What you can do is you can add them here, add a new service, right? But this is basically where you can control everything that's listed on your site. So I'm going to go to personal training. We're going to click on edit just so you can kind of see, what's all listed here. So we'll go to here. You can see everything. This is the image, a description, tagline. You can do it per session with a plan, per session or with a plan. You can kind of change the way that you do it. And then the prices, right? Fixed price, free, varied pricing, custom price, the amount, right? Entire amount, well, payment preferences. So this is really cool. Like I said, they will accept payment directly online, which is really nice. It just saves you a huge headache in the end. And then actual locations, which is good because if you're, training at a certain gym and you want to go to that location or wherever it may be, you can adjust that. Also, if you're working with other staff members, which maybe you aren't, maybe it's not something you got to worry about, but if you are, you can actually assign staff members to it too, and they'll be notified. So that's a nice part too. And then also booking preferences. So if you want people to be able to book specifically on dates that you designate as available, you can do that. Now, as it says here, you have to upgrade to a business or e-commerce premium plan. But again, those are very affordable for what everything that Wix has to offer. It just has everything built in. It takes a lot of the headache out of it. But overall, that's the actual CMS to it. So you can see kind of the back end. The front end is pretty simple, right? I mean, it just brings them down to see what are your options. And then this is basically what is available. And then they can choose what they actually want. Now, if they choose what they actually want, so I'm going to preview this page real quick. So let's say if they choose this one here and they say, well, let's view the course. This is a page that is actually the course program page where they can see everything about it and what the costs are, etc. Right? If they want to do that. If not, they can go into this other one here and we'll click on personal training. So if they click on book it, right? So you can see these are the actual times that they can set up and everything that they can set up directly and book a date in your calendar. So I just think that this is a really cool thing because it really makes the headache of all this a lot easier to deal with of, going back and forth, especially once you really book someone to talk with them. You can say, okay, let's just go to my website. I'll show you how it works. Pick your time. They can pick a time. You can set all your availability, etc. So this next page here is actually the program list page. So it's really, really similar to the services page that I just showed you, but I wanted to show you this is kind of a different layout. I don't want to focus too much on this. I was kind of hesitant about this in the navigation in the first place because it's like kind of the same thing. It really pretty much is. So we could always pull it out. Like I'm just going to show you now. And I know that we already reviewed the navigation, but let's say that we decide, we do want to get rid of something in the navigation. We'll click on manage menu here. And this program list, it's just so similar that I think it's repetitive to have both of them. So we'll actually click on hide from menu and voila. The menu is fixed. Now there is one page that we'll add in a minute here. I'll show you how to add that. But overall, this is kind of the same page. So I just don't think that we need it. So I wanted to pull it off of there, but at least show you how I did that. Next is the client transformations page. So personal training is all about results. So showcase your clients' success stories. Feature before and after photos, testimonials, and stories of how you've helped people achieve their fitness goals. Also, nothing builds credibility like real client reviews, so try to also put client testimonials, success stories, and even video testimonials on the page if possible. Encourage happy clients to leave reviews and display them prominently. Positive feedback really reassures potential customers that your training programs actually deliver real results. Okay, the next page is the client transformations page. Now, this page is basically testimonials, right? Now, when we go into here, you may notice and say, hey, Ron, we don't have that on the navigation. That's actually on purpose. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to actually create one. Again, trying to show you the functionality of the website builder. So we'll click on manage menu right here. And what we're looking really for is testimonial client, client information, whatever. So we'll go ahead and click on add a page. And generally speaking, these are pretty much the pages that you can actually create, right? It doesn't really necessarily matter what page that you create because we're actually going to adjust the page anyway. So what you could do, I recommend just going into the general page And you can basically go down here and just choose whichever page looks good to you, generally speaking. You know, if you want a header across, you could do this one. If you want this side, all these little things. I'm just going to choose a pretty generic one, right? We don't have to, you know, put too much thought into this. It's going to add to the page or add the page here. Okay, so Wix has added the page here. So here's where we would go in, right? And instead of being general, I'm just going to say testimonials. You know, you could call it client transformations if you have the room. The problem with that is that in the header, if you put client transformations, it's a lot of words. You know, it's two big words, or well, really transformations is the big word. And that's not really great for the navigation. So we're just going to say testimonials here, right? And it's kind of like, okay, well, what are we looking at here? Well, these are the pages. Okay, great. Well, I don't really see a page. You're probably thinking, you know, with testimonials here, but you're correct. So what we want to do is we're going to go to add a section right here, and we're going to go to testimonials. And now you can actually see the different testimonials modules that you can actually add in. So let's drag one over here, and we'll say, you know what, I want to have more than that. I want to have another section of testimonials. Again, we'll go over to testimonials here, and hopefully you have some with people that, you know, are allowing you to use your image or their images. So we can throw that on. Okay, so now we've got a much better looking page, right? So here we would want to say testimonials. Okay. I don't really think that we need this. Well, you know what? I could say your call today to be the next success story, right? Maybe give them that feel. They can click there. You can hook it up to the contact page or whatever to do that. So, but aside from that, we'll go into these testimonials. Again, super simple, right? If we have to click to change any of the text or anything that we want to change here, we can. The names, the actual testimony itself, we can adjust it. This one is, I think, kind of a better example, right? So we've got this individual here. This talks about what the testimonial is. So we're going to click. We're going to drag this individual to the middle. Just say that we don't really like the positioning of everything. Let's do that instead. Make sure that we're not, we're overhanging. We don't want to do that. Okay. And we will give this name. Let's change it to, right? If you just want to change, you know, whatever the name is, information, etc. So we'll change that right there. And then we go into here. This is kind of really not needed, right? What would this section be for? So we'll just delete this. And there we go. So now we've got testimonials. Maybe we adjust this. Maybe we say, you know what? I want to actually drag, this section up, or I want to put this section above the other one. You can do that. You just click right here. We'll drag that one down. There we go. So now we've got testimonials. Our clients say, we probably really don't need our clients say, right? And you're just seeing me kind of go through this as I'm obviously going through on a whim kind of quickly, right? But you can see as I adjust things, how it actually works and everything like that. Now this is also, it says here, you can see it says slide 1 of 3. So when you actually click to the different slides, you can see all the different people, right? And you can adjust the look of each and every one of those. But that is how you would create a testimonial page and how you'd add it all into the navigation so that you have that available. And next is your About Me page. So this is where you connect with your audience on a much more personal level. Share your story, you know, why you became a personal trainer, your certifications, your philosophy on fitness, and what makes your coaching unique. Highlight your expertise, your credentials, and any special training techniques that you use as well. A personal touch can make all the difference in winning over new clients. So focus on that here. So next is the About page. Now this one is a little bit interesting, and every theme, you know, a lot of themes have something like this. It's just kind of an interesting way of doing things. So I want to make sure you understand it. So we have the home page that we're on right now. We have the About section. When I click on the About section, all it really does is snap down to that part of the home page, right? That's all that it really does. That's fine. You know, if you're looking to have your story right here, you could just adjust it. If you want to make a whole page, I already showed you how to make a whole page. And then what you could do is you could link the navigation to the entire new page if you want. I would say for the most part, I mean, I feel like, you know, depending on how much information you want to put here, you may want to create your own page. It's really up to you and how much background you can give in this short of a, you know, of a little area. Because people, you obviously want them to know who you are and everything about you so that they really trust you. But I mean, I think at this About stuff, I think what we have here actually works pretty well. But if you feel like there's a need to add more, just create an About page and then just link it in the navigation over to that. But it's just important in the About page. You want to build the trust. You want to showcase your expertise. And testimonials are always big too. So even though we have a testimonials page, it's not bad to throw testimonials near your name, near the About you, so that people kind of build trust in you as they look at your stuff. And next is the contact and booking page. So make it as easy as possible for clients to book a session, right? Include an easy to use online booking system, your phone number, email, and training location. If you offer virtual training, mention it. Also, embed a Google Maps location to help local clients find you effortlessly. So next is the contact and or booking page, right? Now, in an ideal world, I would recommend on your booking page that you have a calendar, so where people can just select the exact dates that they want to book, etc. I just think it's a lot easier. But if that's not the case, then you might as well have a form to where they can at least fill that out, put some information in. So here, the way they've kind of built out the theme, right? We've got this book now page, which is basically useless because you would have to put in the calendar in order for this to really work the way that I'd want. And then also a contact. So should you really have a book now and a contact? I think the contact, the way this is set up, you don't really need to put a contact, thing right in the header there. I'll link to it, mainly because it's already kind of on the home page anyway, right? So I'm going to go back to the editor here, and what we're going to do is we're going to look at the book now page, and we're going to adjust it just a little bit. So we go to the book now page. Where is the book now page? Okay, it's right here. We'll go ahead and click on book now. And this is, if you pay, what it will end up looking like, right? It's beautiful. This is really what you want. If you don't pay for whatever reason, or you're trying to get the cheaper version or whatever, what you could do is you could put a contact form in here, etc. But I mean, the convenience of that just isn't as good, because once they fill it out, you're gonna have to reply by email. It's honestly kind of a hassle. So I like this one the best. This is what it should really look like. And this is really what you would want it to look like. You can adjust everything there. And then the contact, I would say for the most part, it's already on the home page. And I believe, let's see if it's on every page of the site. Let me see real quick. So we'll go to, let's go to services. Okay, services. Okay, so the footer actually doesn't have it. So I guess in that case, yeah, it does make sense to have the contact here. So we'll leave the contact. That just brings them directly to here. But you could too just combine book now and contact into one page. Maybe have the calendar and then have, like a bottom part. I already showed you how to add a form. Just say, do you have questions? And then just have a form there too. It's really up to you, right? It's really your decision, but, and then just make that into contact/book now on the navigation. You could do either of those, but that kind of shows you the idea here and how we'd handle that as well. And next we have a blog. Now this is optional, but a blog or like a fitness tips page can really set your training business apart. So you could share workout routines, nutrition advice, and fitness motivational tips. Not only does this position you as an expert, but it also helps boost your website's SEO, which will help you attract even more clients in the future. And lastly, we have the blog page and the posts, etc. So this is pretty interesting stuff. So the blog itself is actually, I'm going to show you, it's in the CMS. So the blog page that people will see, here, I'll show you right now. This is what they will actually see, okay? When people come to your site, this is what they would actually see. When they click on blog, they'll come here, this is what they'll see on the screen, which is pretty neat. But the thing is, all these inside of here, these are actually posts, and this is how all websites are. You have a blog at the top that people can click in to see where all the posts are. And then all of these are posts. So basically when you go in, what you're going to see is you click on manage posts. That's what it's going to tell you to do. It brings you back into the CMS to actually manage all this stuff. And then what you would do is you go here, you can see now already we have 3 blog posts here. So what we would do, we'll click on edit for one just to go over it, right? We'll click on edit for one. This one already has it, right? You can see. And if you want to adjust, content within or add images, you can obviously do that. But this basically shows you, hey, this is what the actual blog post will look like. And again, it's a visual editor. So, click, drag, adjust sizes, text, etc. Once you're done, go ahead and click on publish, right? We'll close it out. And then that published post will show up right here on the blog page. So that means that anybody that comes to your actual blog page on the site is going to see that post right up top, right? So you can see it right there. So yeah, this would be like the end user experience, and definitely use the preview part of the site a lot. I think it just is really helpful if you actually click on preview because you can actually see every part of the site and kind of how it works overall. So congrats, you have made it. Now, if you followed everything in this tutorial, you now have your very own personal trainer website. And while there will always be tweaks and improvements over time, you've built a very solid foundation that you can proudly share with the world. And this website, it gives you the exposure that you need to really succeed online. Oh, and remember that big mistake that most trainers make when building their website? Well, spoiler alert, it's not about the website at all. So the number one mistake that personal trainers make is not using email marketing effectively. So many assume that once someone visits the site, they'll book a session right away. But that's rarely how it happens, right? Most clients, they'll browse, they'll compare, and they'll take time before making a decision. Email marketing helps you stay top of mind, right? You can collect emails through your booking form and send automated follow-ups. And with that, you can share workout tips, exclusive discounts, and success stories from past clients. A well-timed email can turn a casual visitor into a long-term client. Now, to make this easier, I recommend using Brevo, which integrates seamlessly with Wix and simplifies automated follow-ups. So you can go ahead and click right up here or check the link in the description to try that for free. Now remember, your personal training website is more than just an online presence. It's a powerful tool for attracting new clients, building trust, and growing your business. Now, if you found this helpful, hit the like button. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. I'd love to help you create a website that keeps your training schedule full and takes your business to the next level. Thanks for watching.